doing? It's another day, and I'm grateful for the day. We're going to talk truth today. But first and foremost, my name is Whitney, and I am an artist. I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. I'm a motivator. I love to encourage people. I love to let people know that they're loved. I just do a lot of things, but my entire purpose of, being here on YouTube is to encourage people and just to help you get through life the best way I know how, to share my story and to hopefully encourage you, help you think about some things, or maybe help you laugh today or whatever that may be. So I hope that you will enjoy. If this is your first time coming to my channel, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to encourage you. And also, if you are returning, hey friend. At the end of this video, you're going to be my friend anyway. So, hi all my friends. But like I said, we're going to be talking some truth today that I have not really told anybody about. And we're in our fear series, or conquering fear series. So today we're going to be talking about failure, the fear of failure, which is like a big thing for me. So if you don't, know my story, I grew up in a very different kind of household. Different, but kind of, it's probably the story of a lot of people. Single parent home. I was also raised with my grandmother in the home as well. And I have younger siblings who I was raised around. However, I was the oldest in my house. Excuse me. And I was extremely responsible for a lot that went on in my home physically from the time I was about 10 years old. So from about 10 to now, I have been the responsible one. I've always been like a smart kid. I love school. Even to this day at my job, some fun things that I do, I will put algebra on my big board at my job and just do it just because it's fun to me. Nerd status, but stuff like that. I just love to learn. I love to challenge myself. And I've always been that way. I think my mom would always tell me from the time I was in kindergarten, I was extremely advanced in terms of learning. So I always wanted to do like more. I always wanted like older lessons and give me more things. I want to really challenge myself. So I will always do those types of things. So I always excelled in school. They actually wanted to promote me when I was in kindergarten. They wanted to put me in second grade. And my mom was like, absolutely not. She's a kid. She's still a baby. Let her progress, normally. So it was just because my scholastic abilities were so great that they're just like, yeah, she would make it. But I'm so grateful that I didn't because the pressure of being, God just knew, the pressure of being like responsible in your home and responsible in your studies and trying to have some sort of a social life are extremely hard. So I feel like if I had advanced before my time, that would have been too much. But I digress. But I was always very, very into school. I just love it. I love to learn and I love to, accept those challenges and really be successful. But growing up, especially through middle school and lower school years, everything was cool and, I was very successful in terms of my grades and stuff. I was extremely disappointed with myself. This is where the fear of failure comes in. When I did not accomplish the goal of being valedictorian in 8th grade. And that for me was like I worked so hard, granted, I was the salutatorian or salutatorian, however you say it, but it still was I wanted to be the valedictorian. It was just, there was this expectation because I'm the responsible one and because I'm really smart, because I always get good grades. There was the expectation that is what I should do. And because I didn't, I felt like the worst failure of all time. So of course, even though everybody was so proud of me and they're like, you're salutatorian, like, what's wrong with you? I was beating myself up internally. And then to take that, everything was fine. It was 8th grade, whatever. It's all good. I go to high school and I'm very successful in high school. I get really, really good grades. And I went to a vocational school and studied, the medical courses and things like that. Very, very successful. And I had a teacher who told me, you'll never be this. And I clung to that so much because I'm like, dang, I'm working hard. I'm doing all the things. Like, I'm responsible. I can do this. Like, why would you say this to me? And I took that and I feel like I was like, okay, I'm going to make sure, like, no matter, what she said I'm not going to be, I'm going to make sure I do this. And I get to college. After that, I get to college and I still, it was in the back of my mind, and I'm learning, trying to love myself, and I'm trying to figure all these things out. I'm still very responsible for a lot of things, lots of things are changing and more responsibilities and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to maintain and make sure that I am successful no matter what somebody else says to me. And I was in a pre-nursing program in my undergrad. Pre-nursing program, and I went to take an entrance exam for a nursing school that I wanted to go to. And I was, of course, dead set on being a nurse because, like, initially in my mind, I wanted to be a doctor. But then I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I'll be good enough to, like, I don't think I would really succeed at being a doctor. So I'll be a nurse because nurses are just as amazing. And then I took this course and did really good, except for one class where this teacher really hated me and I got bad grades. So I had to take that over. But I took the nursing exam and failed it. I mean, bombed it. I was so nervous and I refused to say anything to anybody. I had to call my mom, of course, and she knows, and she knew, and she's like, you did really well. Like, you did the best that you could do. You have another opportunity. I refused from that moment to pursue nursing. I'm going to change my course because I'm going to fail. And it wasn't even like a self-love thing. It was really just like, I failed the first time. Why would I try again? Why would I humiliate myself again? Why would I make my family not proud again? Like, and they weren't not proud, but it was me. Like, it was just the thing. Like, I do not want to not be responsible. I don't want to not do the right thing. I don't want to be the one that everybody's counting on to be this grand success, and I don't meet that. And that has always been like a thing, and it's kind of like, I guess it ties also into like approval and things like that, which we'll talk about at a later date. But it was just the fear, like, I am going to fail. Like, I know that I'm going to fail at it. So why would I even put myself in that predicament? But it's like years of going through that lesson over and over. It's like, I honestly believe God allows you to go through the same lesson over and over until you get it, until you actually internalize it, until you actually see the actual lesson. So not just that he's a cruel guy, but it's like, he's not a cruel guy, but it's like, I'm going to allow you to see this again and again until you learn the lesson. And it's like, okay, if I failed the first time, I know what I did the first time, so let's see. If I try again, here's what I can do to try to make it better the next time. And I think that's what I'm learning. I honestly think that's what I'm learning, because in this season, I want to go to nursing school again. Like, I want to, I'm in the application process. I know I'm an artist. I know, I'm doing all these things, but as I'm young, I really have a desire to be a nurse again. And I don't have that fear like I'm gonna fail. Like, I'm just like, if I fail the first time, or if I fail at all, like if I don't get the material, whatever, I have the opportunity, as long as I'm breathing, to learn what I need to learn, apply myself, and use the gifts that God gave me to, to help people in the future, because that's the whole goal, to help someone, wherever they are, and just to be of good service. So we're conquering that fear. The fear of failure can cause you to limit yourself a lot of times. But I want to encourage you that if there is something in your heart that you will not do or you shy away from because you feel like you're going to fail, let me be your example for the moment, but also join me in attempting to do whatever that thing is. Because at the end of the day, there is no failure without a try. You have to try in order to see if you can. You can't succeed without trying. You can't. There's no way. So whatever that thing is, go for it. If it's in your heart to do, just run for it. And if it's for you, it's gonna happen for you. Do all that you can. Believe that it's gonna happen, because faith with works is alive, but faith without works is dead. So I hope this will encourage you to do that thing that you may be afraid to do because you're scared to fail. No matter what, God loves you. And remember, as I always say, remember to love God, because He's the source of real love, okay? That's first and foremost, always. Remember to love yourself and appreciate who God created you to be. And while you're getting all that love and learning to love you, also remember to love on other people the way they like to be loved, but remember to love people and respect people, because that's the way that your world will continue to go around. I love you so very much, and I hope that you go after that thing. You can do it. We can do it. Bye.